On my way here, I was thinking about peace, and I think we are capable of attaining a certain amount of peace. I wouldn't say ultimate peace or perfect peace. In this realm is very difficult because peace is, or should I say, the world is in conflict with peace. This world is all about agitation, conflict, polarization, stupidity. It's all about anger, fear, etc. Uh, in order to attain peace, you're going to meet a lot of resistance, especially from other people. So don't try to, bring them with you in this path of seeking peace. Peace. They are not going to be happy. A lot of people are just in love with the excesses of this world. So seeking peace is a solitary, I would say, journey. It is an interior journey, definitely. It's not a collective thing. It's a solitary thing. Like like the Buddha said, if you realize, you realize these things after reading and thinking about it deeply, um, educating yourself. Eventually, you will, gather a certain amount of wisdom, and that is the ultimate goal. To find peace is to gather wisdom. Wisdom is spread all over the place, shards all over the place. You have to gather them, yeah. And if you have truth, because wisdom and truth are the same, and peace, they are the same thing. If you have a piece within you, it's going to be easier to find the other pieces because they, like a puzzle, they work. They match what you already possess. So little by little, you start gathering, and you realize, like Buddha said, that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you are not your mental machinations, you are not this body, and consciousness. You are not consciousness. This kind of throws some people, you know, out out of throws people out in general because uh, the term consciousness is used, in many contexts. You know, like the word what's it called? I can't remember right now. The logos, yes, the logos. It depends on the context. When I say consciousness, I'm talking about the what originates when the physical and the spiritual come together. There's something that emanates when both connect, and that is consciousness. Consciousness will cease to exist when the connection is broken. Consciousness, in the way I'm saying, is something temporary. And it is in this consciousness that thoughts emanate, feelings, emotions, mental machinations. That's where most of those things emanate. Um, but again, once the connection is broken, consciousness ceases to exist. A lot of people talk about consciousness in the sense of the transcendent, all right? But we have to be, you know, careful and versed in the terms used. It's very important. So, once you realize you're not your thoughts and emotions, you will be less polarized. You will be less agitated. You're less prone to agitation. Things just happen and you're not at all uh, taken by it. Some people even get traumatized, by these things. A person that is aware that these things are not the self, these things are temporary, and these things are actually the origin of a lot of evil. Once you are aware of those things, then they don't affect you. You are in a state of peace. You realize that these things are not the self, so they won't affect you. Well, not entirely. I mean, you are still, at the mercy of, physical attacks and spiritual attacks and everything while you are in this state of being, right? But so thoughts and emotion. Another thing, I'm losing my train of thought, but about the thoughts thing, a lot of people really get, frustrated. They really get influenced. They really get almost scared of what others think of them. You know, what will the neighbors think? They are so insecure and fearful about what people perceive of you, what they think of you, you know? And this kind of takes possession of them, yeah? Like a little demon whispering in their ears, whispering them suggestions and stuff, you see? Those intrusive thoughts, am I good enough? Have I worked enough? Those are not the self, So to attain peace, you have to master those thoughts. You have to educate. You have to, what's the expression? Man, sometimes the words just don't. They are there, but they just don't. Discipline, there you go. You have to discipline your thoughts, your emotions, mental machinations. People spend a lot of time making plans and machinations and manipulations and this, that, and the other. And that is, for the most part, not going to succeed, For the most part, they're not going to succeed. They're not going to become real. When people throw a fit, when things don't go their way, man, I spent so much time, doing this plan and it didn't work. You are not those machinations. And you are not this physical. This is obvious, right? You are not the physical. So the Greeks, they had a term, while you were still living, there was a term, I think it was called theurgy. Of course, if you Google theurgy, they will, tell a bunch of bullshit about rituals and things like that. No, not at all. Theurgy is not a ritual. You are not going to think your way into theurgy. You're not going to do an activity or a ritual or a repetition or conjure a mantra. That's not how it works. Or use, a crystal ball or whatever to attain theurgy. That's not going to happen. Theurgy, little by little, is wisdom. You have to gather wisdom. You have to practice, the concentration of wisdom. Gather the pieces, right? And eventually you will start the process of perfect peace within you. It's not a way that you're going to think your way through, or it's not a way, I'm going to be rich and it's going to happen, or I'm going to do this ritual or recite this mantra or do this exercise. No, it's nothing to do with that. Those are religious fanatics. The religious fanatics who understand nothing, who have zero wisdom, they are the ones who think they can bullshit their way. I'm going to throw some money, or I'm going to do this gesture, I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and it's going to work. No, that's not how it works. So once you are in the state of peace, you will be less, you will be less influenced or at the mercy of this world, and you will have what's the expression? You will have one foot in this world and another foot in the heaven within. So it's a within thing. You will have one foot in peace and one foot in this world. I don't know. Does this make any sense? Anyway, I think I'm gonna shut up now. Have a nice day.